Because of the obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens, and because of the crisis which is even now developing, this radio station will remain on the air day and night. Officials and newsmen at first discounted those eyewitness descriptions as being beyond belief. However, the reports persisted.
Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.
Hey, yo!
What's happening?
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Boogeyman Radio. I am David.
I am Charles.
And tonight we are talking water monsters. I got my watercolor shirt on. That's not really why I did it. I just like the color.
I think you just planned it all. I think you're lying. I think
100%.
you planned it all. Yeah.
Cut my face, my hair, my everything.
Yep.
I thought about shaving this off, but it looks so like you can see my double chin then.
Well, that's why I've got this.
Yeah, that's the purpose of the beard.
And also, I have major baby face, so no thanks.
Yeah. No. But I figured by the time Falling Into the Supernatural rolls around, stuff will grow in pretty decently, and I can shape it a little bit better. And that's nice whenever I go. I also shaved that up here, my dome.
Nice.
You can see my mole.
Yeah. I'm highly debating on trimming it up for No Shave November and just letting it obviously come back during No Shave November.
Yeah, just kind of give it some stimuli.
Yeah, clean it up a little bit. But I've been getting so many compliments from people, just like, dude, I love your beard, keep it going. I'm like, it feels good.
You treat it with oils?
Oh yeah, oils, conditioner, everything. I tend to wash it obviously with body soap, facial wash and stuff, but then I'll also lighten it up and make it soft with conditioner. And then put oils on it later on after I brush it out.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't do the oils. I do wash it with shampoo and conditioner.
Honestly, man, I highly recommend the oils. It makes a world of difference.
I bet. It feels so weird still, even with shampoo and conditioner. Still feels stringy.
Yeah, that's fair.
But anyway,
that's totally fair.
How was your weekend, man?
My weekend was pretty crazy. I mean, gosh, I had to work Labor Day weekend, pretty much Labor Day weekend the entire time.
Yay! Stupid.
Yeah, normal. It's how it is. My work. We have a pool, and it's the last day of the pool. Well,
a swimming pool.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a swimming pool at the country club. It's just what it is. And it's I gotta say, it was the least amount of people we have had for the actual pool part, because it's a 2-part day. It's the pool day for the families, and then it's a pool day for the dogs and stuff. So we do a dog party where they bring their dogs out and it's a whole exactly. And it's a nice doggy meetup thing. But anyways, it usually gives me anxiety, but because I grew up with.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a doggy meetup. Yeah, it was great. Had a ton of dogs there, but it usually gives me major anxiety because me and dogs meeting for the first time is not one of the best feelings that I have, because I grew up in a neighborhood where dogs just roamed freely, so I would see fights constantly.
Yeah, no, I can completely feel you on that. I kind of have a fear of dogs that I don't know, especially the big dogs.
Oh yeah. It also depends on how well disciplined they are. It's how well trained. If the owner doesn't train them very well, they're going to be crappy dogs. It's just how it works. But yeah, it was a good time though. And then trying to think of anything else that might have happened. Nothing crazy besides that, but it was a good weekend for sure. How about you?
Nice. I went to Branson for the weekend and had a good time there, seeing some family. Took my daughter out there. We went fishing out on Lake Taneycoma. Didn't catch anything. Fun story, while we were fishing off the dock, stupid boat full of people went by, created a wake, and then they turned and came up right by the dock and right in front of us. I was pretty pissed, but I wasn't gonna start a scene in front of my daughter, But
of course.
I just kind of raised my arms and I'm like, "What the hell are you doing, man?"
Yeah, this.
some inconsiderate stuff, man. So, but no, she had a good time anyway. And then, of course, came back home. Brakes locked up on my car. All that.
That's always great.
Good fun stuff. So I got to get that fixed. I was going to do that today, but I was trying to get some other stuff done. But yeah, everything's just ramping up right now as far as.
Yeah, dude, you got so much on your plate. It's like you've got the Fall of the Supernatural, and you've got the Paracon and Joplin. Like, I'm sure there's some stuff in between there that's also going on, possibly.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to set something up for a news crew, and then also filming. I have not even started working on the pre-production of filming, which is going to take place next month. Just a lot of other things, editing another video, trying to get that done on top of everything. Like it's all just like it's coming to a head now. I'm like trying to plan everything out in advance.
Crunch that.
That's why I bought that this dry erase board with all the dates and stuff, so I can calendar, so I can schedule things, manage things, so it's not so overwhelming.
Yeah, well, I mean, to me, I feel like a dry erase is like having a dry erase board that you can see right there. It's way better than just on your phone.
What's up, Elite?
What's up, Austin?
And I got a new little ghosty, so
yeah, that's even better. Hell yeah!
I have this ghosty, and I have that ghosty.
That's what's up. That's what's
and
up.
My doll, my haunted doll, my battery haunted doll, and she's
freaking creepy.
So I'm adding to my background here. I'm gonna add some more creepy stuff back here.
Added to that collection.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much how things are going right now. It's all coming to a head. As soon as October is over with, man, it's gonna be so liberating.
Yeah, you'll be able to breathe.
I cannot wait. But no, it's good. A busy mind keeps you out of trouble. So
true. Idle minds. Yeah, that's horrible.
That's where we get it. But yeah, man. Tonight we're talking water monsters, and I don't know about you, but I've swam in some lakes, and every time I do, I feel uncomfortable because I can't see the bottom, and I'm one of those people that I have it in my mind that there's probably something down there that could get me. Like,
someone brush my foot.
Like I grew up in Illinois. My childhood was in Illinois. We were right off by the Mississippi River. So I'd heard stories of these giant catfish that were caught out there by the dams and stuff. And like I'd always had this fear of like a catfish just coming up and grabbing me and pulling me under.
Well,
not eating
don't swim by the dams.
Well, I mean, they're everywhere. They're not just by the dams. They spawn by the dams. But like I just had this fear of them grabbing me, pulling me under, and just kind of like drowning me, not eating me, but drowning me. So that's always been in the back of my mind. But obviously catfish won't do that. Yeah,
we're gonna get into that, Austin.
Yeah, for sure.
We're gonna get into that. I'm excited.
But it's always been there, and I'll still go out on the lakes and stuff fishing and whatnot. But like that's always been there for me. I don't know if you've ever had any thoughts or
like I remember being a kid and like that would be pretty interesting. I remember being a kid right, like I remember being a kid like trying to test like where like when you're in a lake, and like obviously lakes vary on like visibility, but I remember like, oh, I can see my hand, and no longer see my hand, like just going slowly from the top and going down, like see what all you can see. And I mean, I spent so much time swimming in the lake that I just never, like, I don't know, it never bothered me, I guess. But I mean, what got me eventually was my first time really going to the ocean with my grandparents.
Oh shit, fuck that.
Oh yeah, as a kid, I was so worried about shark attacks. You know, you see the movies like, oh, it's a shark attack. Here's a shark attack. Shark attacks happen. It's like we went to Galveston, Texas, and I remember I think I was like, oh gosh, here this is like vaults. I was like 10 or 11, maybe younger, and we got to the gas station that we had stopped at, and I'd been questioning my grandpa about sharks. and he just pulls over to a native who'd been there for years and was just like, "Hey, my grandson wants to know about shark attacks. They happen here often." And the guy was like, "You're more likely to get stung by a jellyfish than get eaten by a shark." And I was like, okay, that pretty much like put it to rest for me. And so ever since then, I never really worried about like swimming in the ocean. But every now and then, it's like I'll see these stories where it's like you'll have those weird fish or whatever the creatures are that they burrow themselves in the sand, and they'll just come up and grab whatever like touches perfectly there. And it's just like I'm always wondering, like, oh, am I going to step in that spot? Like, nah, no thanks. But yeah, it's crazy what could be just lurking in this, like, in the sand.
Well, see, I won't swim in the ocean.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's some clear water. I'm just saying, there's some clear water in the ocean though.
Yeah. Unfortunately, none of the parts of the ocean that I've been to have been clear water. It's like Gulf of Mexico kind of stuff, and it's always nasty.
Well, I mean, it depends on where you've been in the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah. Louisiana.
Yeah, no.
and also Gulfport, Mississippi. I didn't really get to go to the ocean. I could see it, but like I didn't get to go there. But when I was
the closer you get down to Mexico, the better it is. Honestly, I will say.
But also with the ocean, I think of the shark attacks, number one. But also I think of the jellyfish stings.
Oh man, I got a story about that too.
Box jellyfish; those things can kill you.
Oh yeah.
I think about stepping on sea urchins.
Yeah, those things suck.
I think about all that shit. Like, what if a barracuda comes against me? Depending on where I'm at, I guess, you know. But like, so many different things that can attack you in the ocean.
Oh yeah, you thought there was a million ways to die on land. There's a million more ways to die in the ocean.
That's true.
So we went on vacation one year down to Texas, and there was like so when you get down to the ocean, they have like certain flags, whether it be like high tide, low tide, high sea creature life or whatever. And we were like, oh, high sea creature life. All right, cool. It's probably just like a bunch of fish. Nope. So me and my cousin start swimming in the ocean. And next thing I know, I feel something actually brush up against my leg. What's up, Cassie? And I'm like, okay, what the heck was that? It's probably a fish or whatever. And we start looking closer, and there's just jellyfish everywhere.
Nope.
Everywhere. So we get out of the water, and we both just like look at our arms, and we just have dots all over our arms. And I will tell you, those, like, you don't feel the stings in the water. You don't feel it when it happens. When you get out of the water and the air touches those stings, oh my God. This is some of the worst tingling pains. They will sting you through your clothes. Okay?
I think I know where you're going with that one.
I've literally been stung somewhere through my shorts. It sucked. And of course, my dad thought it was so freaking funny. He's like, oh, just pee on each other. Because the vinegar, or I don't know what it was, but something, whatever it is, and it will just help get the sting out. And we're like, yeah, no, we're good. We'll just stand here and take it. And it sucked, dude. Yeah. It was just so bad. But yeah, we decided to not swim anymore that day.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit.
But I mean, go ahead.
I was going to say, we're going to talk about water monsters, both of fact and fiction.
Yes.
So I think we should start off with the fiction. Or the potential of fiction. Some cryptids that might be real.
Yeah. Since Elite's not going to be here that long, I wanted to go ahead and share the news article about a possible Loch Ness Monster sighting. Yeah. So this was actually posted at the beginning of this month. But I think it happened like a month or so ago. So I'll just read the article and I'll post the video. Another Loch Ness Monster sighting has been logged after a local resident claimed to have seen the sea monster swimming for 7 minutes. Although it may seem like we get a new Nessie sighting every other week, according to the official Loch Ness Monster sighting register, the most recent one is only the 5th of this year, with the second most recent being in April. So that's the first time that I remember hearing about the sighting, and this is like apparently like a brand new sighting that I didn't hear of. So cool. April seemed to be a pretty busy month for the monster. The 3 sightings in total, so that might be why she took a bit of a breather the last few months. Nessie spotting was on the 27th of August. As a listing about the sighting explains, a local resident was on the hill above Loch End when they saw a wake moving against prevailing currents from Loch End in the direction of Drummondracket. Sure. There was no visible cause of the wake. The sighting lasted 7 minutes and they took some video footage. Here is the footage from the official sighting. From the first official sighting, like earlier this year. Once the ad gets done, I'll share it. Of course, there are many reasons for people to doubt the existence of Loch Ness Monster, not being the images captured tend to look like they've been shot with a potato, but also because the beast appears to have a long neck and a small head similar to a plesiosaur. I hope I said that right. Meaning it wouldn't be able to survive in Loch Ness because it is a saltwater creature. However, earlier this year, new research added some plausibility to the prospect of such a sea creature. Scientists at the University of Bath, the University of Port...
Were you trying to share this screen?
In a minute, yes.
Okay.
I wanted to get through the article first, and then I'll share the video.
Okay, good.
Go back to it here. And the University of Hassan II in Morocco found small plesiosaur fossils in a 100 million year old river system that is now the Morocco's Sahara Desert. Interesting how that works, huh? What was once water is now desert, or what was once green becomes desert, and vice versa. Climate change. The discovery of which suggests these creatures routinely lived and fed in fresh water alongside frogs, crocodiles, turtles, fish, and huge aquatic dinosaurs, Spinosaurus. Dr. Nick Longrich, a corresponding author on the paper, said it's scrappy stuff, but isolated bones actually tell us a lot more about ancient ecosystems and animals in them. They're so much more common than skeletons. They give you more information to work with. The bones and teeth were found scattered and in different localities, not as a skeleton. So each bone and each tooth is a different animal. We have over a dozen animals in this collection. He added, we don't really know why the plesiosaurs are in fresh water. It's a bit controversial, but who says that because the paleontologists have always called them marine reptiles? They had to live in the sea. Lots of marine lineage invaded fresh water. So who's to say that they couldn't have adapted over the year, you know?
Yeah.
So evolution's a thing, you know. Millions of years go by, hundreds of thousands, they just become different. All right, so I'm going to share a clip.
Okay.
I think this is the clip. I'm not sure. Real quick. This doesn't seem like the actual footage of Nessie here. Give me a second. Oh, that's why. Okay. Stupid. Alright, get the ad out of the way. Ad's 13 seconds long.
Now, I've got something I want to share about Nessie, too.
Okay.
But I'm going to wait till after your video because they're just photos.
Yeah, so there's no audio, so we'll just... Well, it's already up there, so we'll just go ahead and play it and see what you guys think. It's 48 seconds long. Just keep an eye on, obviously, where the circle is. Now, the frame shooting in this, like... You'll see I think it's a dog or a sheep in the bottom right-hand corner. You'll see it move like normally with the video. So the framing is just kind of weird in the water source.
It looks like a lot of pixelation going on.
See, that's the issue that I have with this video too, is there's so much pixelation on the water, it's hard to find details. But every now and then you can see what looks like it would be like a shadow of like a long neck or something in...
Yeah.
You know.
Now I'm guessing that's going to be a game camera or a security.
Yeah, that's what I
camera.
was thinking too. Now, this is the wake they were talking about. So this giant wake right here, nothing caused that. There was no boats, no nothing. It just appeared. So they were wondering what would have caused something like that.
Could be, I don't know if the Atlantic sturgeon is found in that water. But, one thing that people... have you got more videos that you were going to show?
I'm trying to find it, but it apparently didn't load. It's supposed to be this little spot right here, or it's this thing right here, which doesn't... Sorry, that was my phone.
Well, the thing I was going to show was...
Yeah, go for it.
This was supposedly a capture. A lot of people see a serpent-like creature in some of these lakes.
Yeah, I could see it.
But when you look closer,
yeah,
it's like 3 seals.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, there's.
But wait, I thought seals were saltwater animals.
No, seals will swim in freshwater too. If there's an inlet, if there's an inlet to the water. But this is more of a general kind of topic or issue here. Is like a lot of people see like seals swimming somewhere, and they'll see like these humps in the water, and they think, oh, it's a serpent because of the humps. Well, no, they're seals. You can tell by the front one, it's a seal. But that's something that's a common misconception, common mistake that people
absolutely
will do with the these type of creatures.
Now, my own personal opinion, real quick though, do I believe that something like Nessie could exist? Abso-freaking-lutely, I do. Do I necessarily believe in the Loch Ness Monster? I don't know, because there's not really good... It's like Bigfoot and the Yeti. Like, there's just not true, not unidentifiable. There's not really good evidence that would suggest that there is something there.
Yeah,
but I could definitely see something like that still exists, like the Megalodon, which we will talk about.
Right.
Which one do you want to talk about?
Well, I've got a list of 13 lake and river monsters that are reported here in North America. These are some well-known cryptids in North America. So I'll just kind of get into them. There's one that's that's named Chessie. It's a dark snake-like monster, and has been reported in the Chesapeake Bay. Was first documented in 1936. The last report of it was in 2014. Possible explanations would be a plesiosaur, eel, manatees. It's possibly the most famous lake monster in North America. It's described as a black serpentine monster, roughly 20 to 30 feet in length, with a football-shaped or horse-like head. The creature was originally spotted in 1936 by the military, but it began being spotted frequently throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Although sightings of it were originally met with fear or awe, Chessie has become an environmental icon in its native Maryland, and it has been used in coloring books by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services, as well as articles and government publications on environmental issues. So this one's been more embraced by the public. I think it's a good example of when people wish for something to be there. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Another well-known one is the Ogopogo in British Columbia in Onagon Lake. It's a green or black serpent with smooth skin. First documented in 1872, last seen in 2018. Some people think it's just a thermal wave. The Ogopogo is a famous monster with a variety of descriptions and purported origins. Despite being considered one of the best documented of all lake monsters by cryptozoologists, the specifics of the creature's existence are marred in controversy. The native Okanagan speak of a sacred water being with black skin, a horse head, and antlers, known as I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. It's like not even a possibility.
What's the first letter?
NXAXAITK. But there's symbols above the X's, and there's like a small W next to the K. So like,
what? I can just laugh at it. That's all. I can't even think to pronounce.
That's why I said I'm not going to pronounce it. There's no possible way. This being is said to have power over the lake and even the air around it, granting protection to travelers if it is fed and honored with live sacrifices into the lake. Cryptozoologists, meanwhile, refer to the creature as Ogopogo after an English folk song. Most reports describe it as being a serpentine creature with smooth green or black skin and characteristic humps as it swims. Some believe that the lore of the modern Ogopogo is a misinterpretation and commercialization of that name by settlers, while others say that Ogopogo sightings are illusions caused by thermal waves. To me, this one's the most well-known in North America, Champ. It's the plesiosaur-like or serpent-like monster in Lake Champlain. It was first documented in 1819, last seen in 2005. Some people think it's either a lake sturgeon or gar.
Oh.
So there were 3 major sightings in 1873, where after that, Champ became a national curiosity. And oddly enough, in an attempt to cash in on the fame, showman P.T. Barnum placed a ransom of $20,000 on its corpse. But nobody proved to be able to do so. Champ was regularly seen throughout the 1900s with a total of 180 sightings and 600 witnesses by 1992. So he's supposedly still spotted, but per state law of both Vermont and New York, Champ is a protected creature that cannot be legally harmed.
Good.
There's one called Cressy. It's in Crescent Lake and surrounding waters in Canada. It's an eel-like monster with a fish-like head. First documented in the 1950s. And then there's the Altamaha, is what it's called. It's a giant plesiosaur with an alligator head. It's been reported in the tributaries of the Altamaha River in Georgia. First documented in 1830 and last seen in 2018. And the possible explanation would be an alligator gar. The Altamaha is a legendary green or gray plesiosaur-like monster with sharp teeth and an alligator-like head. It is said to have front flippers and no back limbs, swimming much like a dolphin. The creature, which is often reported to be over 20 feet long, is believed to travel throughout the Altamaha River, as well as its major tributaries. Stories of the Altamaha have persisted in Muskogee culture for centuries, where the creature is said to be protective rather than dangerous. Have you noticed that all these Native American cultures attribute these animals to be protective? It's kind of weird.
Yeah, well, I mean, if they come across them and they're not harmful, I would say they're protective of some sort too.
So while most scientists maintain the Altamaha is likely a large alligator gar, many were thrown a loop when a large plesiosaur-like corpse was found washed up. Now, I've got a video that I would like to play here.
Oh, video, you say?
Yes. Here we go. Let me bring us down.
A mystery creature washes up on a South Georgia beach, and it has everyone scratching their heads. Is it a shark? Is it some kind of sea monster? Juliet Dreyer joins us now live. And Juliet, I was in the water today, so I'm a little bit concerned.
Yeah, Jeff, a lot of people are talking about this, a lot of people. So just imagine you're out on a boat ride when you see what you think is a dead seal. So you get closer, only to realize that's not what it is at all. Take a look at your screen right now. This is what a man named Jeff Warren says he found on Wolf Island on Friday. That's just north of St. Simon's Island. He says he was boating with his son when they came across this mystery creature. It was about 4 to 5 feet long, and he says birds had already started to peck at the carcass. So the question now, what is it? Is it a fish, a shark, or maybe even a St. Patrick's Day hoax? Well, I have reached out to a lot of marine experts to ask about what this creature is, but so far, nothing definitive. Now, Florida Fish and Wildlife tells me they do have people looking into it right now, and we'll have an update tonight at 11. Reporting live, Juliet Dreyer, First Coast News on your side.
4 to 5 feet?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
So, when that came out, they did an investigation, and of course, there was actually somebody behind it.
Of course.
Go figure. So, the oddity made international news back in March of what year was that? 2018. When the video surfaced online. Much to the disappointment of creature seekers, the New York City artist Zardulu has taken responsibility for the monster. According to Vice, the article that I'm reading from, the artist created it from a stuffed shark and paper mache, hoping to stir up belief in the Georgia legend of the Altamaha. The hoax went viral, which is what Zardulu's intention was, having successfully pulled off other viral videos of three-eyed fish and a raccoon riding an alligator. This is all part of Zardulu's artwork that showcased in a New York gallery in 2018. What a bullshit way of promoting yourself.
I hate people.
This makes me not want to support somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, they're an artist, whatever, but like, there's better ways to get your artwork some attention.
There's better ways to get attention than like faking crap.
Yeah, like throwing blood or shit on people at a red carpet gala. You know?
Oh my God! You see that Ouija board move? Holy crap, guys! That's crazy.
Oh my God! The spirits, they're alive and well. But let's not take away that there's several other like serpentine type monsters in our waters. Like there's one in there's one in Bear Lake in Idaho, on the Idaho-Utah border. There's one called the Walgren Lake Monster in Walgren Lake, Nebraska. The Flathead Lake Monster in Montana. There's the Iliamna Lake Monster. Now, this one's a little bit different. This one is in Alaska, was spotted in the late 1940s, last seen in 2020. It is a dark and shark-like creature. While the first sightings of this shark-like beast were only officially documented in the 1940s, the Yupik legend has long proclaimed the presence of a mythical dark fish like Ilamna Lake, which is known to bite holes in canoes. The Iliamna Lake monster are reported as being 10 to 20 feet long and are said to hunt in groups, preying on sockeye salmon and herding seals. With so many firsthand accounts from reputable individuals, many local scientists and ecologists believe that there is something lurking in the depths of the lake, but that it is not cryptozoological. The most common explanation given is that the Iliamna Lake hosts the northernmost population of lake sturgeon in the world, but some experts believe the lake may house an ancient Pacific sleeper fish that may have become adapted to fresh water, or even a population of oversized northern pike. With historical rewards as large as $100,000 for a corpse, cryptozoologists have long sought the creatures out. In 2019, underwater cameras and even the use of DNA sampling technology were deployed in the search. So that's cool. There's like a shark-like creature in Alaska. So, and it couldn't be I'll say this, if it is known to bite holes in boats, it's not a sturgeon, because a sturgeon is a bottom feeder.
Yeah, it's bottom feeder.
That's interesting.
Very
There's the Beast of Busco. It's a massive snapping turtle. First documented in 1898, last seen in 1949. That was in Folk Lake, Indiana. Then there's the Mugwump. It's a snake-like monster with a horse head. That's in Canada. First documented in 1979, last seen in 2015. There's Charlie. This is it's a sea serpent with pronounced jaws, humps, and a dinosaur-like head. This is in Idaho, Payette Lake. From 1920 was first documented to last seen in 2019. The image that they used for it looks like another fish. The White River Monster in Arkansas. It's a gray fish-like creature. People think it's an elephant seal or a Florida manatee. But how the frick does it get in Arkansas?
Missouri River through Mississippi? I don't know.
It's a gray-skinned creature said to be as wide as a car and 3 cars long. It's described by some to have elephant-like skin or peeling flesh and 3-tone tracks. It was spotted sporadically throughout the early 90s, but a report in 1937 spawned a frenzy to find the creature with the use of dynamite, machine guns, and more. Gotta love them hillbillies.
Oh, yeah.
A driver was even hired by the city to swim, or a diver, I'm sorry. A diver was hired by the city to swim through the lake in search of the creature, and a large net was planned to be built to capture it. After funds became lacking, the hype died down. The monster wasn't officially seen again until 1971, when it was reported to have a bone in the middle of its head. 2 years later, in 1973, the area between Old Grand Glaze and northern point of White River was designated as the White River Monster Refuge, in which it is illegal to harm the monster. So no more dynamite.
Huh. Get over yourselves, rednecks.
Yeah.
So, that's interesting.
North America is full of them.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes, it's like road trip. Yeah, road trips all good, but if you're gonna get out on these lakes and rivers, you're gonna have some money to get out there and pay people to take you out on the river and all that crap. Ooh, you're racking up.
Says, count me out.
Yeah. You're racking up a bill there, lady.
Yeah. Still, it'd be fine. We can work it out. Real quick, I want to add to this. This is an article that was posted today, actually, at 12:20 p.m. So, sonar showed a 50-foot shark nearing a boat off of New England. This is what the experts found. Shark researchers are accustomed to the surprises, but the Atlantic Shark Institute was taken off guard when something resembled an extinct megalodon shark that appeared on sonar. Megalodons were 50 feet in length and had teeth 7 inches long, making them one of the largest carnivores, if not super predators, that have ever lived. The species vanished about 3.6 million years ago, experts say. Still, a research team recently spotted something that looked amazingly like a megalodon, with using a fish finder off the New England coast, the Institute reports. The image, which was shared on September 4th on Facebook, appeared to be a head-to-tail view, even showing a distinct dorsal fin. It was tracked for several minutes, heading straight towards the boat, officials said. I'll share the photo in just a second. Does the Meg exist? Based on the links and the images, we estimate the Meg to be about 50 feet long, weighing in at 40 tons. We waited for one rod to go off. What happened next was disappointing, at least from the perspective of shark researchers. The ghostly predator began to shape-shift as it neared. The shape started transitioning into a large school of Atlantic mackerel that hung around the boat for about 15 minutes. So close, but so far away, the Institute reported. The Megalodon, Autodus megalodon, disappeared more than 3 million years ago and will likely stay that way, but for a few minutes we thought he had returned. Reactions to the post on Facebook included jokes, with some asking the type of fish line used to anticipate catching a 40-ton fish. But I'll show you the picture that they found, and it's quite cool, like why they would think that it was a megalodon. Give me just a second. It was pretty cool.
While you're looking for that picture, okay, you got it?
Yeah, I just had to share it, that's all. That was it. That's the sonar picture.
Damn, that looks like a whale though.
Kind of. I mean, look at the huge. But whales don't have the massive middle fin though, on top.
Unless it's turning.
It wasn't turning. It was coming straight for the boat, and then it shape-shifted into the mackerel.
I mean,
I came across that article and I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen like some radar hits, some sonar hits where they pinged like what would be a large animal, but it's just a large school of fish. And there's like mackerel. There's some other like I'll call them bait fish because they're bait for these larger sharks and shit.
Yeah.
But like they'll school together and like these massive, like tornado-looking things, like they're in a feeding frenzy, and then they attract sharks, which go into a feeding frenzy, and then whales come in along, and it's just like it's so insane to see that stuff underwater, man. That environment.
Oh yeah.
So fascinating. Still scary, but fascinating.
So let's get into the more like monstrous that actually exists.
What it actually
exists. We got these 20 minutes. Yeah.
And not only are we going to talk about we're not just going to talk about other countries. We're going to talk about North America here, because
you are.
I am. Now there's stuff that's out in the ocean, which we'll cover, but I just want to run through some of them that are here in North America real quick.
Yeah.
So let me pull up a couple things here.
I'd say I've got 9 of them that I can go right off the bat.
Yeah.
There's just a paragraph or 2 for each one. Plus, I can share the whole page as we go through.
If you want to, I'm going to be pulling up some pages real quick.
All right, cool. I'll share it real quick. See, you're not alone, Dave. Even Cassie thinks lakes and oceans are terrifying. All right. So, to first start off, I'll make sure I share it on StreamYard. So this comes from Monterey Bay Aquarium. So these are real-life deep-sea creatures that are very strange. And I'll have more that we'll be sharing on Patreon as well. But to start us off, we've got the Japanese spider crab. Why you ask spider crab is because it looks like a friggin' spider. It's got long friggin' legs. Okay? So the Japanese spider crab is one gangly deep-sea creature known for having the largest leg span of any crustacean, up to 12 feet from claw to claw. This crab looks like an oversized spider. Despite the large size, the Japanese spider crab is not a ferocious predator. Instead, it uses its long, spindly legs to slowly stroll across the seafloor as it scavenges for dead and decaying matter. Another fun fact, young Japanese spider crabs sometimes adorn themselves like sponges or kelp, possibly to camouflage themselves from predators. But I'm sorry, I would still be like, what the if I came across something like that. Alright, the next one I've got is a flapjack octopus. And this sucker's kind of cute, honestly, I think. But it just looks weird and interesting.
He's cute! It almost looks like the Dumbo. Isn't that what they call the Dumbo? Was it the Dumbo fish?
I'm not for sure what you're talking about. But that's
there's
okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I think
Might be, though. The flapjack octopus is undeniably cute. Its large eyes, stumpy webbed arms, and ear-like fins on its mantle make this octopus adorable. The flapjack octopus spends most of its time on the sea floor, where it can lay flat and resemble a pancake, hence its name. When it's time to move, the flapjack octopus swims or hovers over the seafloor by flapping its fins and pulsing its web of arms, making it look like a pulsating jellyfish than another octopus. Unlike many shallow water octopus species, the flapjack octopus lacks an ink sac and can't change color to camouflage. But the deep sea, I'm sure it doesn't matter. And then we have the sea pig.
The sea pig is cute.
It's weird.
It'll squish it.
Well, just like a plastic bag. Like an inflated plastic bag. Alright, the sea pig may get its name from the pink-colored body and love of muddy seafloor, but it's actually a type of sea cucumber. The odd-looking but surprisingly adorable creature has 2 feet on its underbelly, back, and surrounding its mouth. The sea pig spends its days snuffling through the mud, sediment on the seafloor, eating bits of dead algae and animal that have fallen from the surface. When something big like a whale falls, sinks to the seafloor, huge herds of sea pigs gather nearby to feast on the rich organic sediment from the decaying carcass. Sea pigs might be deep-sea babysitters. Our research partners at Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute, wow, geez, say that 5 times fast, frequently see juvenile lithodid crabs climbing on or riding under sea pigs, possibly as a way for the young crabs to protect themselves from predators. That's pretty cool. Now this one, I personally think is creepy, but I just would hate to come across this sucker. Giant isopod. It's basically like a giant roly-poly-oly. You guys know what I'm talking about. These things look crazy. Have you ever seen the bottom of one of these things, Dave?
Well, those things look like the fossils that you find all over the place.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's actual video of people like lifting one of these freaking things up, like, and you can see the entire bottom. It just looks weird and something out of science fiction. Anyways, the giant roly-poly deep-sea creature resembles their distant relatives. The tiny pill bug found in many gardens. One difference between the giant isopod and your garden variety pill bug and its size: giant isopods can grow up to 16 inches in size. The colossal crustacean slowly roams the seafloor, feeding on dead animals, and it's found in deep cold waters and can withstand depths of over 7,000 feet. You know, that always fascinates me, is how, like, these sea creatures that seem like they're, like, made of jelly or just, like, gelatinous substance can stand so much water pressure.
Oh, yeah.
Where, like, us as humans, we'd cave if we went too deep.
Yeah.
Because the entire weight of the ocean is on us. So it makes you think, is how do these creatures that look like they have very flabby, flexible skin or whatever, how do they survive that material? They must be like, you know where I'm going with it.
Be crushed.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And then we have sea angels, which isn't really scary, but it's just another, cool creature.
Looks like a thermal bat.
Right, like it's really weird, but it's kind of cool. Sea angels are small, swimming sea slugs whose transparent bodies and graceful flapping wings make them look more celestial than slug-like. These cold water inhabitants of the deep sea are modified gastropods. The muscular foot, common in gastropods, snails, and slugs, has also evolved into wing-like appendages for strong swimming in open waters, and their shells have been lost. Don't let their angelic appearance fool you. Sea angels use their radula and tentacles to pull other swimming snails from their shells and devour them. They prey exclusively on Cleon limacina, a species of shelled pteropods, which are expected to be negatively impacted by climate change and ocean acidification. Giant larvacean.
Giant ivermectin.
It works, no kidding. Whatever this thing is, looks like just like a weird... I don't know. I couldn't tell you what that is. Looks like lungs, like in a way. I don't know.
So,
yes.
I know you got a few more on there, but...
I want to share the creepiest one. I'll skip the other ones. I want to share the... Okay. To me, this is the creepiest one. The anglerfish.
Mm-hmm.
This mother... Like, dude. Talk about scary fish.
Those things are like nightmares. Those are nightmares.
Yeah. So we'll just... Yeah, we'll read about it real quick. Anglerfish, aptly named as they are fish that fish for their prey. These ferocious-looking deep-sea fish have rod-like appendage grow from their snout with a small organ at the tip containing millions of light-producing bacteria. This fishing rod casts a glowing blob of light right above the anglerfish's mouth, a perfect lure to attract curious prey. Then the angler just sits and waits for unsuspecting fish to swim by. There are few prey items in the deep sea, so this fish strategy may help anglerfish conserve energy while hunting for their next snack. Want another mind-blowing fact about this toothy fish? In some species, a tiny parasitic male will latch on to the much larger female with its teeth until he is effectively absorbed into her. Their skin and vessels join together, and many of his organs disintegrate. The male begins to get all the nutrients he needs from her blood. Soon the female is able to use what little of the remains of her mate to reproduce, spawns her eggs. What? That's wild. Well, okay, so this right here, the anglerfish, is the first true example of light fishing.
Yeah.
It really works.
And it's probably the only animal that I can think of that will like melt into each other, like the male's melting into the female basically and becoming part of it.
Yes. Yes, Cassie, it was in Finding Nemo. That was an actual thing because it was off in the distance and they remember seeing the light, and that's like literally, you know, how it lured them in.
Now,
but they survived somehow, you know.
Now, if you weren't afraid of the fresh waters, like lakes and stuff here, brace yourself, because there's plenty of reason to be fearful of our own lakes. Now, some of the things that people think are river monsters are just known animals. And the first one being the alligator gar. The alligator gar is one of those animals that is commonly attributed to a lot of sightings. The gars are elongated, cylindrical fish with long snouts, with numerous prominent teeth. The body is covered with hard diamond-shaped scales. The alligator gar is our largest gar and has a distinctively short, broad snout, the least of which of the snout goes only about 3 to 5 times into its length. The distance from tip to the snout, tip of the snout to the corner of the mouth is shorter than the rest of the head. The large teeth in the upper jaw are 2 rows on each side. Adults are brownish or dark olive, becoming lighter towards the belly. Let's see here. These things are spotted all over the place. It's by far the largest of the gars. It is one of the largest freshwater fishes in North America. The adult length can reach 10 feet and can reach 300 pounds. This guy right here, this is a guy that caught one that weighed 300 pounds in Texas. To give you a size reference, it's a massive fish.
Jesus.
And if you're wondering what the teeth look like, well, this is what the teeth look like on an alligator gar.
Holy cow.
It does resemble that of an alligator. I don't know if you've ever held an alligator, but those things are powerful. But this is one fish that is attributed to not only being mistaken for some kind of monster in the water, but it has also been reported to have attacked humans. So let that sink in next time you're in the river or lake.
I'm fine.
Another fish that has been seen and has been reportedly to have attacked humans is the arapaima. Now, the arapaima is typically located in the Amazon. There's a arapaima right here. These photos don't do it justice, as it's actually bigger than what it looks in these photos. The arapaima is possibly the largest freshwater fish in the world, reaching up to 440 pounds. And they can get to 10 feet in length. However, sizes of 200 pounds and 7 to 8 feet in length are more common. Again, they're found in Brazil, Peru, Guyana. They live in slow-moving and typically oxygen-deficient rivers of the Amazon basin floodplain. They mostly eat fish, but they also are known to eat fruits, seeds, insects, birds, and mammals found on the surface of the water. They sometimes they'll act as how an alligator will creep up to the banks and snatch prey or something, like a dog or something. Fun fact about these fish is they actually breathe oxygen. They breathe air. And here's another fun fact: they have monstrous teeth.
So can they take the water or the air from water and
Yes.
Turn that into oxygen?
Yes.
Wow, that's cool.
Another fun fact is they've started to be reported in the United States. As of March of 2021, there was a report in Florida where a fearsome 10-foot-long monster with scales as tough as steel and a penchant for jumping out of rivers to catch unsuspecting prey is stalking the waterways of Florida. The arapaima is native to the Amazon. It can weigh 30 stone. I don't know why they put it that way, and is among the largest freshwater fish in the world. Its arrival in Florida has baffled local experts. The dead arapaima that recently washed up on a beach alongside the Caloosahatchee River in Florida. Florida's Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission is unsure of how it got to Florida. The arapaima will eat almost anything it comes into contact with, even piranha fish. Now, these fish in the Amazon are known to attack humans, so if they end up in our waterways,
well, goodbye.
They can be dangerous. Not that our waterways is, 100% safe, because, we have these in it.
Oh, you mean sharks?
Yeah, these are bull sharks. Let me find my...
You say bull shark, I say bullshit. What?
So the bull shark is a popular shark found in warm, shallow waters along coasts and rivers worldwide. The shark could also live in both saltwater and freshwater habitats. The popularity of this shark is no fluke, as it has different names it answers to around the world. The bull shark is also known as Zambezi shark in Africa. Let me get to the aggressiveness here. So because of their aggressive tendencies, bull sharks are often considered to be the most dangerous shark to humans.
Yeah.
Most shark attacks in waters worldwide can be linked to three shark species. That is the great white shark, the tiger shark, and the bull shark. These three have a reputation for attacking humans unprovoked. The bull shark is a special shark species that can thrive in fresh and salt water, meaning they are closer to humans than the other two aggressive species. So a lot of these bull shark attacks have been recorded less than 100 feet from the shore of popular beaches in America, especially Florida and Hawaii. This fact lends credence to the bull sharks sponsoring most of the shark attacks that happens among humans. They're so mean that they begin their attacks with a headbutt. The sharks have been involved in 121 confirmed shark attack cases worldwide, and if we're to be honest, that's a lot of attacks for one species. Now, the bull shark has also been spotted in areas of the Mississippi River as far north as the Great Lakes. Because these rivers have tributaries, like branches of other rivers stemming off of the Mississippi, stemming off of the Great Lakes. It's been found in the Illinois River, Missouri River. Like all these rivers that are connected to the Mississippi have had these bull sharks. Areas of, the Great Lakes are connected to the ocean. So all the Great Lakes have had sightings of these sharks. So unless you're in a river or lake that is like sealed off from everything else, there's a potential that you could stumble on a bull shark and not even know it until it's too late. And the last that I'll show is the sturgeon. We mentioned this earlier. The especially what they call the white sturgeon. These and the Atlantic sturgeon. These sturgeon can get up to 14 feet in length. They are bottom feeders, so that's one thing. But they are one of the creatures that are often reported when sightings happen. And real quick, to give you a scale on how big these things are, or how big they can get, I've got a couple of TikTok videos I'm going to show.
And I came across this past week, I want to say. I never realized how big these suckers get.
Yeah. Let's see here. We shared Chrome tab. So this was the one you shared.
Okay.
Let me take that.
Take the overlay. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that. This is the one you shared right here.
Keep reeling.
No, this isn't the one I shared. Is it?
Yeah, that's what I said. The huge
that's not the full clip of it. There's another one that I. Yeah.
But these same people.
Jesus.
Also, this one.
Is the one I shared.
So this fish is 10.5 feet, probably 500, maybe 600 pounds.
Like, I would just be worried that thing could just swallow you whole.
Never been caught, and now we're gonna release it back into the river.
It's got 2 fins.
Yeah.
So long, it's got 2 back fins.
And it's easy to see why people would mistake this for a serpent. I mean, look at it.
We were just able to tag it, so it's probably never been
and
caught.
These fish can live up to 100 years, so it would be no problem for
God.
It would be no problem for people to mistake this and see this like 100 years ago, and then more people seeing the same fish but bigger, 60 years later or something like that. This is a prehistoric fish. Now, I wouldn't be worried about it swallowing me whole or anything because it is a bottom feeder, but it whipping its tail while you're trying to let
it can do some damage.
Yeah, boy. Because those things have scales like armor. It's not like a regular scale. It's like an armor that is on there. So, yeah. I'm catching up on. I just have to go to Cabela's and see catfishes. Big my car. And I'm not getting any. Yeah. And snapping turtles. Yeah, there's been reports of giant snapping turtles too. So yeah, those are some of the animals that have been reported that are in our lakes and rivers here in the North America. They have been known to attack. Some of them have been known to attack, but those are real life freshwater monsters right there. So be careful when you get in the water.
Yeah, jeez.
All right, guys.
You want to talk about one of the most dangerous water animals of them all? Freaking hippo.
You're right. Those things are.
I'm pretty sure they kill more people than sharks do.
They do, actually. I think that's a statistic. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. If you're catching this on the late, thanks for jumping on there and watching. We're going to head over to our After Dark to talk more water monsters. We have some more stuff that you don't think of when you hear the word water monster. So be sure to jump over there, and we'll see you there. If you're not going to join us on Patreon, thanks for watching. But if you do want to join us on Patreon, over there's the link right there. Patreon.com.
Other side, yeah.
Boogeyman Radio. Guys, have a good night.
Catch you on the flip side.